Whoa, 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 whoa! We are back in another episode. Once again, it is Uncle Makara, all relations. Let's get started today. Today is a very, very important topic about manifestation, and I want to bring you into the solar punk atmosphere right now. Okay? This is such a powerful atmosphere right now, right? This is a vibe. This is a fucking vibe. Okay? Give me a thumbs up already because you already know this is going to be a lit live stream. Okay? Now, I have been speaking to the universe and to source, and I've used these two questions. What lies do you believe about you? I ask myself. And then I ask God, what's true about me? So, God, what's true about me? You'll usually hear back a very positive, reaffirming message. Okay. This is a way for you to just commune and have that one-to-one relationship with this thing internally. Okay. A lot of people give you intermediaries and outsourcing your power all the way, towards other things. And I say that as a man who works with a lot of beings and entities and spirit guides, okay? I know that ultimately it works according to my own vessel, my own power, and what I'm setting out for myself, and really working towards that. So the first thing that I want to start off by affirming is your beliefs create your behavior, okay? Yo, bro. And once you get from a belief to a know, because manifestation is whatever you know will work, okay? So you have to alchemize the pain within you, in a sense, when it comes down to this thing. If you are insecure about what you're manifesting or you're chasing after insecurities, okay, you're going to be stuck in that loop because you're not going to be self validated if you're not self knowing. Okay. So approach the way forward by understanding that you are a new earth warrior. You're here to create this beautiful world right in front of our eyes. Why doesn't more of our energy come into building something like this? Waiting for 5K subs. Yep, absolutely. It's going to happen soon. I can already feel it. So affirm with certainty and ease. Okay. That's the whole trick in terms of manifesting. Once you can do this, it just saves you so much time reading. I've read so many books on this topic, right? Had so many courses. And this is the best way I could sum it up. Okay. You have to have an emotional alignment with what you want to manifest. Meaning that when you say something, it's got to be with certainty, but with ease, like it's like digesting or breathing. Okay. That's the way I want you to think about it. Okay. For real. Once you make this an autopilot process, because that's what's really happening, is you're manifesting from your autopilot state, right? You want to normalize what you wish to materialize. Woo! Put me on a bumper sticker, bro. What the fuck? Okay. Joy doesn't need to explain itself. Okay, you are mistaken. Or you have to over explain your abundance to people. Okay. It just shines. It just plays with the light. It's there as a byproduct of you following your dharma, right? And when you feel weaker or you feel less than or you shrink in your power, you're off path, you're adharma, right? And that's all it is. It's just off path, right? The word for sin in archery means you missed the mark, right? You wanted to do something else, but you got distracted or you got skewed or you did some kind of a side quest. But now it's time to bring that energy back into what you truly desire, merging your pictures and your memories and your senses with your masculine will and your feminine surrender, coming together to create this heroes, gamos, god and goddess frequency within. The Holy Grail is already here. You are already Christed. You are already at one with this universe. We have already arrived at this new earth. So just feel it and feel the abundance of this, of technology, the masculine technology and the feminine earth of Mother Gaia working together to be sustained and be well nourished. Okay? This seems far-fetched to some, or a utopia, or a distant future, or this can't be allowed in my mind. I mean, I know the world is at war, and okay, we let our human ideologies and patterns of the past come in and intertwine with a beautiful image that we have for our future. And this is one of the things I want to talk about, is working with that resistance, because that resistance is going to come up, you know, no matter what. It's going to come up. It's going to sneak past the back door. You're going to be like, wait a second, what the? Okay. You have to stop it where it's at, because it's actually happening at such a subtle level, right? The ideas in your mind are moving you as an egregore, as a psychic thought form at such a subtle level that you bypass it, that you ignore it, that you think it's just some hoax or some gimmick, or, you know, you push it away, yeah, right, from your reality. But even we already know the power of placebo and belief, right? So this is why we got to understand how we can create our manifestations to know that it's going to work in our favor, that the game is rigged in your favor. Okay? There's a conspiracy theory out there that you are the creator of your own reality. Okay? There's a big conspiracy theory out there that you are the creator of your own reality, and you can have what you truly desire by understanding that your thoughts create your reality. You know, I study cognitive behavior theory, right? And therapy. So when I speak to my students and clients, I understand that that's basically manifestation, is it not? Cognitive, what is that? Thinking. Behavior, or actions. How your thoughts affect your actions is the way to reductionistly sum it up. Okay? You really got to understand it, though, right? Your thoughts creating your reality. It's true, right? Because your thoughts affect your emotions make you feel a certain way and then do something. The energy in motion, emotion, right? So that energy within you moves and makes you do the thing. And then you have another thought coming in. So it's a loop, it's a cycle, it's a process that you're going through. To get yourself out of this cycle, you simply have to observe your thinking. Just be aware of what you're thinking about. Is it accurate? Is it effective to you, right? Is it actually helping you and healing you and moving your life forward? Or are these different thoughts distractors, weird temptations, weird stagnant memories, you know, weird ways that we justify to ourselves? So we need a second opinion. We second guess ourselves at times, right? And so we need other people's opinion to kind of clarify and crystallize within us whether we're delusional or not. But I've lived in this delusional optimism my entire life, and I've manifested a lot of what I wanted, you know? And it was through the repetition, through the consistency, through the activation of it all, you know? And it's not that I'm going to do it if I don't feel like it. Like today, I didn't go to the gym, right? Because I noticed that my stomach was giving me some issues. And I could have forced it and gone and like pushed my body to a different limit. But I realized, man, yesterday I did an incredible day at the gym, right? And I worked on my shoulders, you know, I really did the shoulder press to the very limit as much as I could, you know. And afterwards, you know, today, now I'm feeling into my shoulders a bit more and letting it heal and rest, right? And I'm actually creating a mind-body connection today with my shoulders greater than ever before, because it's integration time for my shoulders, right? And that's not an excuse for me that I don't go to the gym today or whatever. I might even go in the evening if I feel better. But that just goes to show you that you have to listen to your body and your mind, and you create a community, a coherence together with them to move along with your decision making a lot of times. Because when you make the decisions, are you usually more logical or more emotional, or are you right at the center where your logic and emotion balance and it moves you forward, right, into the right choice? because usually we're very lopsided with the way that we decide, right? We're either very hyper rational and then we lose that on the magic, right? The creativity, the feminine side, or it's too wishy-washy, too grandiose that we take away from the actual structure of it, right? And so we need a proper balance and infrastructure internally that brings in this idea of you are a frequency, and that is like a barcode, right, of what you've already manifested. Okay? So the frequency that you're at right now is the barcode or the receipt of what you already manifested. All right? So you want to manifest differently, you got to change the consciousness. You know, what would somebody who already has that be like? How would they act? How would they feel? How would they move? They would move different, correct? They'd move slightly more, maybe refined or on edge, or allow yourself to feel into those pockets of the unknown, you know? There's so little time on this planet that we've got to really crystallize with what we've got, you know? We've got to make use of what we have with the dealt. We're dealt with a certain deck of cards, a certain, you know, this is the thing. When you have a trauma, the lower entities, the demons and so forth, they seek in, right? They find you there, right? That's how they can seep into the system. And then they start to siphon your energy, or they feed off of some negative thing or some bad habit that you're doing, right? This is kind of how it happens, and they can only resonate if you're at that low resonant frequency. Now, if you work towards actually raising your energy up, you're going to start to notice those energies start to struggle within, right? They're going to start going, whoop, right? They're going to start feeling suffocated more and more as you begin to bring it up to your heart space. And it's very interesting because that's such a powerful thing, right? That's like the hero's journey, you know, how I mean, someone was posting that, you know, we're going on a spiritual retreat to Sarnath in October, right? During the puja time. And basically like someone was saying that why is it just right before a spiritual retreat all this overwhelming stuff happens, right? I think it was who was that? Avinanda, right? Um so what is it with that, right? Like, what really is it with that? Why is there this random resistance before a big awakening or like a great moment, right? Where we're just so tapped into the divine. And I think it's the hero's journey part that's the refusal of the call that subconsciously plays in the background. So it's our own like hidden beliefs coming up, like, I can't go through with this, or that's not possible, or these little doubts, you know, that start to creep in. You just have to kind of pick them apart like a surgeon, like a cosmic surgeon. You guys get that? This is what shamans do. We're doctors of the soul. So we have to be able to see energy like very neuroscientifically, right? Be able to see energy and understand it through our brain systems and the way that affects us through our brainwave patterns, right? So to have the unconditional love of the Godhead, we've got to tell ourselves that we love ourselves no matter what. It's similar to a loving God would say about us. So do this with me, guys. What lies do you believe about you? What's coming up? Your mind will answer. What lies do you believe about you? Good. Okay. Now ask God what's true about you. Good. You can call to receive the Holy Spirit within you. Buddha spark, gnosis, Buddha nature, high vibrational, positive light frequency and energy bandwidth. Good. Manifesting through law of assumption. Yep. Interacting with many people every day, and people are more open and honest and respectful. Epic. Big wins. Big wins. Okay, upward spiral nation. Solar punk all the way, bro. Okay. I'm starting to understand something, and it's very, very powerful. Divinity and humanity have got to coexist side by side. If you have only divinity without any humanity, what's the point? There's no creativity, there's no movement, there's no original thought, there's no transformation happening. But humanity without divinity is suffering, is samsara, right? And so this is why we need both. I mean, it's so simple that it seems kind of ridiculous that our such complex human minds want to make it something, right? Or make it something special for ourselves. But if you notice my altar, those are all aspects of God. Padmasambhava is my connection to God. Jesus is my connection to God. My lineage, Dorje Shugdan and, Jason Kappa, they're my reminders of the divine, right? Bruce Lee is also a reminder of the divine. Okay, all of these are just different. And the lightning in the sky that you're seeing in this kind of video right now, right, in the background, that's also a manifestation of the divine, correct? So everything is a manifestation of the divine. So once you recognize that you are a creator, you're a god or a goddess in training, on internship, on earth, to remove their spiritual amnesia. This physical world taught us we weren't good enough, that we were just, meant to do it like that, or always be that way. But we're here to reshape our realities. We're here to be the time manifestors and the time benders. With our own minds, we can do this thing. It just takes a low resistance, an ease, but a certainty, a fated ease, as I call it. We are weird because we are fated. The word weird means fate or destiny. So you are fated to have what you want and what you desire in this lifetime with ease. It's not pushing yourself so far up the mountain to try to get there, even though that's necessary at times. Through the flow cycle, you'll understand, right? There's a struggle phase, but you can't stay in your entire life in struggle phase. You're going to burn out. Okay. You're going to burn out because your mind is going to be in it. Your heart's not going to be in it. Or maybe your heart's in it and your mind is not in it. And you're just getting yourself into all kinds of trouble. Trouble with the law, trouble with different things, right? So that's the thing. When you want to undo these shadow programs, right, that are running in the background, you got to meet it with love, right? What do these little lower entities really want? Okay, speak to them, ask them, what do you want, bro? Okay, ask them, what do you want? What is your intention? I just want love. Okay, well, I'm going to enlighten in this lifetime. Why don't you join me? Okay, become my pet. Okay, and I'm not here to tame you, but you're going to do as I say. Okay, this is the energy. This is the commandment of these lower negative energies. You have to alchemize the negativity within you. All the pain and suffering and trauma that you've been through is like a launch pad into your success. You guys get that? Like that, all that gunk and stuff that's down there, that's like tension and residue, and it's fuel. It's your dark fuel. Okay. It is your shadow fuel. For real. Okay. That's like really finding a way for you to launch you into the direction that you truly wanted, because what made you survive? besides true fucking love, unconditional love from the creator. That was the only thing that kept you going. And that's where the ease and the effortlessness comes from. It's called grace because it's the grace of God, right? It's the grace of just, I'm in all knowingness. I'm here. I'm present right now. I'm not outsourcing my power. I'm not giving anything away, right? Doctor Strange to Doctor Usual, right? So the ability to center yourself and remain zero, remain open towards what the universe is helping you manifest, right? Again, I mentioned the masculine will with the feminine surrender. Now you're in flow. Okay. Now you're in flow. And as you're in flow, you're letting go of time. You're letting go of effort. You're letting go of the sense of self, the ego, the little chattering mind. You're simply there in a healing, rejuvenated energy. And you're maintaining that within you. Okay. And the little pits and pockets of tension or sweat or aggravation, you send them much more love than is needed because that's where the love needs to resonate the most, is at the places where you feel weak or hurt or broken. So if you were going through a heartbreak in terms of something right now, really work on your heart chakra, right? Listen to heart chakra sounds and help yourself to heal that, right? Because it's really important. Iraj, you asked me a question today. I don't know if you want me to talk about that on here, but I'll get back to you on that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, TXL made these amazing Padmasambhava, Wrathful, Dorje Drolo ones. I found this amazing actually. Hold on, let me see if you guys can see this. Whoa, okay. Wow. Shout out Trent. Okay, TXL. This is another great. I like this one. Epic, man. Okay. Fantastic, right? This is the type of Care Bears we want to be. Okay. Fuck all that other shit, right? All right. So, guys, let's tap in. What is resonant for you here? What's alive here? Let me just share this with the tribe so they have it. And we can dive in deep. Okay. The solar punk new earth. Yeah. All right. What's coming up for you guys? What do you want to talk about? I want my morphic field aura to be feminine, surrendering, and attracting femininity in beautiful environments. And my spirit to be masculine, strength, will, courage, intelligence. Okay. Yeah. So your spirit is centering in your experience, right, of your physicality, movement, life, which is more Venus energy, creative energy, life force energy. So you allow the guardianship of the masculine spirit to nurture and caress the femininity or the feminine essence, the yin qualities of yielding within you. Of course, they have to kind of weave together, right? Spirit and form have to weave together, and they both do work together. However, if you want to play with that dynamic, I'd highly suggest you go to places where there are a lot of women present. Okay. Um, yoga classes, psychology, seminars, okay. Um, different places where a lot of women are present and working at once. Um, just different areas where you feel very enriched into that radiance of the chi or the Shakti energies. Being in nature is a very good idea for that too, because that will really spark and awaken your anima spirit or your feminine spirit within you, the goddess, the moon goddess that kind of follows you around and is your idea of your ideal woman who kind of follows you around everywhere, right? So that energy, for me specifically, that's more of like this fairy type of energy that forms as my anima, but we call it the Shakti. So the more you get clear on your own Shakti code, right, the more you will emanate and attract that beauty, that divine grace and understanding. Let's say you want a really playful feminine woman. You have to be playful yourself, right? In that sense, to be able to draw that in like a magnet. So there are areas with which you need to work on your own feminine, but then you'll be gravitating in. Once you change in your state, right, your state of consciousness, state of mind, you'll automatically notice your environment is changing because your environment is just a reflection of like your internal ideas or constructs. Like they formed it and they've made you stay there in a certain sense. So the answers are right there, right? In your environment, there's certain books you haven't read or certain things you haven't picked up, or there's things around that have always been there that you've been trusted in, right? Use those and weave those and move them forward. A lot of people leave this stored gunk just in their memory or just in their intelligence somewhere so that they know it. But to move with it and to clarify it and to be a walking example of spirit and flow, you can finally allow yourself to let go of outcome, right? Surrender to the outcome, but also be classically trained in centering yourself. Okay. Meditation, I mean, you just have to meditate. Okay. Does one assume void states for wealth or abundance to attract wealth? It seems contradictory. All you're doing when you're accessing void state or zero is you're just entering a zero portal. So it's like a blank slate, a tabula rasa. It's just erased your mind. Okay. And then if you input new data, your mind will be more receptive to that because it's not clinging to old ideas or distortions around like wealth and so forth, right? So that's the way it sort of works like a magnet. It's like you're kind of you're taking it and then you're going back to what you were doing, kind of drop it, right? Drop the attachment to it. You don't have an emotional dependence on it, right? You just kind of let it go. And then you do it again after a certain point of time, right? You don't just forget about it forever. You make it into a sigil, a symbol, you move with it, you walk with it, you embrace it, right? So it's never really gone, but yeah. It's kind of counterproductive in my own mind as a as a rational scientist of why would I enter 0 point if I want to gain more abundance and gain more, right? It just seems counterproductive. But that's a very good question. But yeah, get the feeling of what it feels like to have more than enough. So ask your friend to like give you a fake check or something in the mail. You check it, just let him surprise you with it out of the blue. Okay. And you'll feel that excitement. But you better like gather that chi or that prana of that feeling and store it somewhere, like through like what I do is I just do improvised sigils because I can read energies very well. My mind really loves to do this. So let's say that you're feeling the energy of the act of like feeling rich or feeling, let's say you want to feel connected to somebody, right? You feel really important and special to them. So just notice, just hear the sound in your ears of what that sounds like. Good. Let the chi, the prana move through you. Harness it to the pen. That energy, just send it to the pen. And then allow the pen to draw. Don't draw yourself, allow the pen to draw some symbol. Okay? So for me, it's this. I don't know why it's this, but it looks like a kind of Picasso painting or something, right? So that is now my symbolic representation of that. I forget about it, whatever. The next week, maybe I'd take an image of this. Let me take a photo of this, okay? And we'll check in on it. Kind of like a Tamagotchi, right? Oh, you have a pet. Oh, that's cute. You got to buy bird food, okay? Bird feeder or whatever. You got to find, you know, reptile snacks. You got to find, I don't know, doggy bags or doggy treats. There's all this stuff, right? That goes into it. Just think of it like your pet, your creation. This is it. This is your process. You're spiritually manifesting and creating by understanding that you are on Tao and on destiny. So you're really co-creating with the universe here, right? It's the greatest art project, you know, musical duo approach, like, God featuring you or whatever. Okay. It's the greatest. Okay. It's the greatest. I've been speaking to millionaires. Good. I feel like I'm downloading their brains. Good. That's yeah, Rykov them as well. I would recommend that. So imagine you're just like wearing their head or their brain that's has their head in it, right? Like their head has the brain in it, right? So and you're wearing their face over yours like a mask and right, you're fusing all of their intelligence or whatever the quality that you admire in them. Absorb those. Don't absorb the everything, right? You don't want to you don't want to like absorb somebody's like, I don't know, entire love life if you don't know that what it is. You know what I mean? Might be weird and freaky, and you don't want to get into that, right? So that's just an important thing is to set the intention on the actual quality that you're absorbing before you do a visualization like that. But ultimately, I think it's very powerful to be able to speak. Like when I remember when I spoke to millionaires in the past, usually their language was very different, right, than the normal person. And they would see things in a very unique way and a unique perspective that normal people don't speak like that, right? I got that. So I got the language of that. And maybe you're picking up on that too, right? My interview results from FinTech hasn't materialized. Still waiting. It's a place where billions of dollars transact through the platform every day. Wow. Epic. Epic. Just trust and just trust the process and keep going through it, man. I'll tell you, I recently I had somebody who's also working in one of the data centers in the Amazon warehouses. He's in the robotics team at Amazon now, right after working with me. And there's a couple of other stories where I've helped others in basically letting go of that mental crippling self-image that they have. What I do is I kill people, guys, not as a murderer, but I destroy identities. Okay. Because I don't put people through an identity crisis. It's an identity loss where I help them pick back up the pieces that create their character optimally towards the greatest, caliber. Okay, the highest caliber that they can create it in that moment, right? It's a character rewrite, right? It's a samskar rewrite. It's an imprint rewrite, okay? And what we want to understand this thing as is really all your traits. Like if you were to act in a movie, or if somebody else were to act like you in a movie, just cast someone right now, okay? Whoever. Alvan Jogia, Kyle Penn, Aziz Ansari, Osho. Okay, who else do I look like? Um, that weird guy from Pitch Perfect, that Indian guy. Uh, who else do I look like? You know, and just think about it. Who would play you? Just a random character, and then write down the traits that you see on screen when you think about them playing you. Right. So let's write it down. For me, it is okay. Okay, so these are what came up. Okay. Charisma, flow, magic, ethereal, gifted, precise. There's also presence in there. But this is the words that came up right now, right? To describe my character. Now, I want to make these feel like my norm. You guys get that? Magic cannot seem like a weird word to me. That's illusory, like how a street magician manipulates and uses tactics and trickery, right? I need to redefine what magic means to me, which is using will to help you get what you want, like using your energy to give you an outcome. Okay. And the moment you do that, your world shifts and changes. Okay. Because now you're making it so normalized that it's a part of your waking life. Every day, you're feeling these things. You're feeling ethereal. You're feeling gifted. You're feeling charismatic. You're feeling in the flow, right? So the words that you wrote down, I want you to focus on those words, okay? Because this is really, really important. We did an objective exercise where we saw you as another character, like Tom Cruise playing you or whatever, right? How would you be? Who would he need to be that character, you know, to really represent you, you know, whoever's watching right now, okay? So they won't pay me as much as I want, barely livable in Sydney, but living that environment with that much cash flow will change my state. Amazing. Yeah, man. I get that. Like it's expensive out there, man. For real. For real, man. It's so bizarre to me that we have to pay to stay on this planet. You get what I mean? We're born into a planet in a world and we have to like actually pay in order to stay here. That's wild. What a wild concept. Okay, who taught us that? Wait, what? We have to pay to survive? This is a pay to play thing, right? Otherwise, we're just like homeless or a vagabond or a weirdo, right? It's like, no, bro, that's such a fucked up paradigm. Okay. But anyway, uh, always need a guru. Recreating our own consciousness alone after ego dissolution is like a baby walking again. Yeah. Better to download elite level copy of ego to be implanted once reaching ego dissolution. Yeah. Frank Yang has a video where he ran like Tom Cruise. That's funny, right? Um, that's hilarious. Yeah, Frank Yang is interesting. I love his concepts on duality. Very artistic guy too. I don't think a lot of people understand that he has a very fine aesthetic, you know, artistic sensibility. Definitely a wild guy though. Out of the box, right? I would say definitely Frank Yang is avant-garde. Like that's that's the word I'd use, right? All right. Awesome, guys. Any other questions? What's coming up about this topic? Okay. Are we really going into the new earth? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. It's about time. You're already living it, actually. It's just time needs to catch up to it. Okay. So that's the way that I want you to think about it. And also use the blackout method. Okay. You know the blackout method when it comes to socializing? You just imagine that your mind is completely blank, blacked out. You don't know anything. You just discover the world for the first time. You're a baby who's just alive for the first time, right? You're just, your consciousness is awakened and you're in the awe and the wonder of being alive. That's the blackout method, right? So you just clap your hands or clap your hands twice or and you just fade your memory or you do something that allows you to just access that state change immediately. Or you can imagine you're putting on like a white mask over your entire body, right? Or something like that, like a, and you're just empty, hollow, hollow man, right? When you imagine you're hollow, and when you can sense tension and like where your body is heavy and stuff like that, that's where you can just move with the energy around a bit, just move with it. Just allow it to do what it needs to do because you can even massage your back on your chair by going like this, right? There's so many different ways to do this. This is what I like to do. Okay. So you've got to understand yourself as way greater than you're seeing yourself because you are a concept that is expanding. You are an idea that keeps expanding. Okay. This is why you're fascinated by certain cartoons and you want to, hold on to it and embellish in it more or think about it. Like your side eye or your and AI is making this easily transferable for us to actually visualize and see our visions. Hey, show a cat, playing a tuba on the moon with a giant, pickaxe coming out of the side of it, the frame, then AI creates an image for you and then it's done. It's like, it's so instant and so immediate now that we have to understand that this AI kind of symbiotic type of energy can actually bring us into a more lower state or lower field. This is why we need the crystals, the nature, and the orgone to kind of counteract the balance of that. You know what I mean? So this is where the I feel like we all know it. You've shown us the light and the state of complete abundance and fulfillment, but to permanently stay and embody that state is the hardest part. That's right. That's right. I mean, how do you love someone when they are so unlovable? Right? That's the real key. How do you flow with someone and someone who is there that it feels like they're so stuck? They're so resistant to change. That's the real fruitfulness, okay, of that. This is where flow state comes in, I guess. Yep. Yep. Being in the zone, finding your own element, finding your own vibe, finding your own rhythm, your signature flow state blueprint, right? Your divine blueprint that you can actually prescribe to people and help them hold up another pure reflective mirror, right? A reflective surface where we can see somebody else and we can understand, yeah, I can be like that. I can say that. I can have that. I can actually wear that. I can actually say that and I can actually do that, right? And the more we give ourselves permission to actually adult ourselves and be the kind, loving parents that we knew that we always deserved and we already had, the wise mother and father of the divine, the ears that listen to us and actually speaks back to us when we ask it, what's true about me, God? That you are loved, that you are protected, and there's nothing to fear. And you will never be alone. That's what came up for me. I don't know about you guys, okay? Flow's own coach with Upward Spiral Gang. That's right. We're all gonna make it. May we never be the same again. Let me know if you guys have any final questions, any final takeaways, something coming up. Otherwise, we will end it and have an incredible portal day. Okay, I'll let you know, adepts, what to do for this portal day. But I think it's going to be a powerful one, powerful upgrade. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Yep. We good? All right. Sweet, guys. Peace and love and many blessings. May we never be the same again. Osa. Peace.